Advent season is a time of waiting and anticipation as we remember the Lord's first coming and look forward to the time of His return. How should we live our lives in this time of waiting?
As believers, Isaiah 40 calls us to preparation. We're called to clear the clutter of our daily lives and create the opportunity to hear the Lord. Making the space not just outwardly, like scheduling time or making sure you have a journal with you, but inwardly, intentionally silencing our chaotic inner dialogue, humbling ourselves, and making the space to hear instead of speak.
This time of waiting and preparing for the Lord also requires a bit of trust. As we listen to the Lord, will He really lead us kindly, or will He be harsh with us? Sometimes we imagine the voice of the Lord as a dictator with unrealistic demands who cares nothing about our well-being. But we see in Isaiah 11, however, He prophesies of a different kind of king, one with wisdom who rules with justice and righteousness. We can open our hearts to receive, knowing He is good and righteous in the way that He leads us.
In Luke 1:26-38, we see the angel Gabriel call Mary, and we see Mary's very normal initial reaction. How will this be? But then, even in the midst of uncertainty of all that was ahead, even though she could not have known what it would be like to bear the Son of the Most High, to bear the one who will reign forever, she submitted to the Lord. She didn't have some great understanding of all that would take place ahead, but she did have understanding of who God is, and that is what gave her the peace to submit to His leadership. In Mary's story, maybe it's less about what she did leading up to hearing the Lord, and more about the humble posture of her heart to follow Him regardless.
Advent is also a beautiful time to reflect with gratitude on all the Lord has done. Psalm 72:18 says to praise the Lord for His marvelous deeds. We know that praise and gratitude keep our hearts expectant even in a long season of waiting. It's so easy to forget what the Lord has done when we are in a time of sickness or grief, or even in a time of uncertainty. But remembering daily what He's done in either our own lives or the lives of others helps us to stay steady as we prepare to hear His voice and for Him to bring breakthrough in our situations.
So, as we walk through this Advent season, this same season where Mary was once preparing to birth Jesus, we can remember the importance of preparing our own hearts. We can ask ourselves, how can I practically prepare to hear the Lord in the busyness of this season? What outward distractions could I set aside? What could I do inwardly to make space to hear the Lord?